Here are the 7 levels of Warner Brothers villains. Level 1, annoying villains. These are the insecure weirdos who think they're dangerous because they have an iconic look and a loud voice. In reality, they exist purely to get clowned on. And no one represents this better than Elmer Fudd.
Shh. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
But 5 seconds later, boom! Dynamite in his face! His shot backfires, his trap fails, and his pride is shattered. He brags like he's elite, but loses every single time to a rabbit who doesn't even take him seriously. Bugs Bunny plays with him, gaslights him, makes Elmer think he's winning just to humiliate him harder later on.
So I'm a big fat rat. Ah, have some cheese, rat.
Elmer isn't evil, but he is pathetic. His entire villain arc is one long losing streak. If you think Elmer Fudd wasn't humiliated enough, wait for level 2 villains who embarrass themselves by trying too hard. Level 2, chaotic troublemakers. These villains aren't pathetic like level 1, they're dangerous, but their own brilliance keeps betraying them. The Roadrunner isn't stronger, he isn't smarter, he's just faster. So Wily does what any genius would do. He over-engineers everything. Beep, beep. Physics-heavy machines that should work, but never do. It's funny because you feel for him. He plans, he studies, he commits, but never succeeds. Then there's Tom and Jerry, the gold standard of childhood destruction. Tom isn't stupid, he schemes, sets traps, coordinates attacks. And Jerry, he no-sells all of it with a smile. What makes level 2 special is the balance. These villains have ambition, tools, and real intent, but zero emotional control. They rage, they double down, they never walk away. And that's why the nostalgia hits so hard. But slapstick only works until someone starts winning. Level 3 is where jokes stop bouncing back and plans finally stick. Level 3, criminal masterminds. Level 3 villains don't rely on accidents or rage, they rely on control. And amongst Warner Brothers villains, Algae Rhythm fits this tier perfectly. From the moment he appears in Space Jam: A New Legacy, you can feel the shift.
Yo, King, you're about to lose your family, your friends, those tunes, everything you love.
What makes Algae so unsettling is how casual he is about it. He rewrites characters, deletes the Looney Tunes with a button, turns a basketball game into a life or death contract. It's all framed like entertainment, but the stakes are massive. Cities of IPs bend to his code. Entire universes are just tabs he can close. You recognize every world he warps. DC, cartoons, classics, and he treats them like data. Level 3 villains put themselves at the top, and once evil learns how to organize, it stops being funny forever. But control over systems is nothing compared to control over people. Level 4 is where villains stop running the world and start living in your head. Level 4, psychological threats. Level 4 villains do something worse. They stand in front of you and make the room feel smaller. And no one does that better than the Joker. Let's move back to the episode The Laughing Fish. He legally trademarks his murderous smile on fish and terrorizes Gotham, turning even law-abiding citizens into pawns.
God.
It's impossible.
I'm gonna be sick.
All of them. With the Joker's face.
Looks just like it. Can't be.
The audience laughs at the absurdity, but underneath there's that sharp, unsettling edge. That's the genius of Joker. You can't just ignore him. In Joker's favor, a simple traffic incident escalates into a nightmare for Charlie, an ordinary man trapped by Joker's twisted game.
Oh.
Even without physical threat, he dominates the narrative, and the tension hits you hard. The brilliance of the animated Joker is in how personal he makes it. He's not a city-level threat, but you feel him. Every laugh, every trick, every hostage moment resonates because it's intimate, meticulous, and just off-kilter enough to make your stomach drop. Level 4 villains don't just break rules, they break you. But once fear stops being personal and starts bending reality itself, the game changes. Level 5 is where villains rewrite the rules. Level 5, City-Level Destroyers. At this level is Lex Luthor.
I control everything in this town, Superman. Your cooperation is not really necessary.
He's got money, intelligence, and an ego big enough to challenge Superman. Lex chases and outplans him. While heroes punch, Lex legislates. He buys companies, rigs systems, poisons reputations, and smiles while doing it.
That's right, make him come to you.
That's what makes him dangerous. He doesn't need to destroy cities to prove a point. He'll poison Superman slowly. He'll manipulate public opinion. He'll win elections. He'll convince the world that the hero is the real problem and he is the solution. Level 5 villains could rule the world. They choose not to because domination is boring. Manipulation is more fun. And when a villain decides to manipulate, the whole world comes under threat. And that is exactly what Level 6 villains do. Level 6, world-level threats. They're inevitable. The kind you felt as a kid when the music dropped, the sky darkened, and every hero on screen suddenly looked small. That kind of presence belongs to Darkseid. From Superman the Animated Series to Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, Darkseid arrives like the ending of a sentence.
Welcome to Apocalypse, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
What makes Darkseid terrifying is how earned his power feels. He fights Superman hand to hand and wins. He trades blows with entire teams and barely reacts. In Twilight, when he stands among gods and still feels like the stronger thing in the room, the scale becomes clear. This is a world breaker.
Don't leave us yet, Kal-El. I want you to see your adopted homeworld bow down before me.
Even his voice does the work. Calm, heavy, unbothered. Level 6 villain's strength alone reshapes the story. And when even world breakers can be overpowered, there's only one tier left. Level 7 is about forces that cannot be stopped. Level 7, God tier multiversal. Level 7 villains are so large that heroes don't beat them through strength or skill, but through loopholes. This role is filled by the Anti-Monitor. In Crisis on Infinite Earths, he's introduced like a disaster. Entire universes vanish in seconds. Worlds we just met are erased without warning, without mercy. Anti-Monitor doesn't hate anyone. He doesn't enjoy destruction. He simply exists to end everything. And that's what makes him horrifying. You can't reason with him because he isn't alive in the way others are. He's inevitably given a body. And then, because this is animation, comes the ultimate twist. Bugs Bunny. The same character who spent decades embarrassing Elmer Fudd somehow ends up at the very top of the food chain. Not because he's strong, not because he's smart, but because the rules just don't apply to him.
Why, I'd be scared, see? Why, I'd be... I am scared.
Bugs Bunny doesn't fight gods, he doesn't power up, he doesn't give speeches. Reality bends because it's funny. Walls break, logic disappears, and somehow he walks away chewing a carrot like nothing happened. If Bugs Bunny beats Anti-Monitor, where does your favorite villain land? Comment your level 7, and yeah, WB really peaked here.